Hi everybody, Joe Camacho here with Target Specialty Products. Here with another installment of Mosquito Monday, trying to get that ball rolling again. And so I've got a couple things for you. First, I love integrated pest management or integrated vector management or integrated mosquito management, whatever acronym you want to use for adding more than just spraying to a control program. Luckily in the United States, we have the opportunity to use mosquito fish or gambusia as a biological control method. There are some states, however, that don't allow non-native fish plants to happen, and so districts have to think outside the box. I'm thinking of Idaho, where some districts there have thought outside the box and are using native bluegill as a biological control. So that's what I got for you today, a story out of Texas where a district is thinking outside that biological control box and have a solution that is part of their integrated mosquito management program. And then the second thing I got for you is maybe your district has monthly tailgate meetings where they have quick and down and dirty trainings to go over a topic. Maybe it's heat stress or pesticide related or calibration related. I got one today for you related to the signal words that are found on pesticide labels. So stay tuned for that and enjoy this video. And we'll talk to you soon. Hey everybody, as promised, I got a great story of integrated mosquito management coming to you out of Texas. I think too often we find ourselves in that situation of find mosquitoes and spray mosquitoes. Well, in this situation, that just wasn't an option. So we got a great little news clip coming to you, so take a look at that news clip and we'll see you on the other side.
A local lab is breeding mosquito assassins like this one. Their mission, attack and kill.
The bad runs right where they hatch. Channel 2's Owen Conflenti goes inside the lab to show us how it works.
But in this lab in far north Harris County, a special brand of mosquito is being bred to fight the problem in Precinct 4.
In Harris County, we have currently about 58 different species of mosquitoes, of which 57 actually take a blood meal in order to produce eggs. The one mosquito that's grouped in there that doesn't take a blood meal is not really a mosquito, and we're using that one to help get rid of some of the others.
This special breed is known as the mosquito assassin. Nita Schiller, who calls herself a dedicated naturalist, heads the lab at Precinct 4's Biological Control Initiative, where scientists can breed up to 86,000 mosquito assassins in 1 month. Once they're bred, they begin their mission impossible. These mosquito assassins are working right now in plain sight at the Cockrell Butterfly Center in the Museum District to help keep the butterflies safe.
The Cockrell Butterfly Center, besides having butterflies, also has a few stowaway mosquitoes. And of course, that's not exactly desirable, but they can't do anything about it with pesticides, because if they did, that'd kill all the butterflies too. So we asked, could we release the mosquito assassins here, study their impact, conduct our study, get our data, and get rid of your stowaway mosquitoes at the same time? Perfect marriage.
But will there come a day when the mosquito assassins won't be needed anymore?
I'm going to have to burst that bubble, that dream. That's not going to happen. By themselves, they're not going to be the cure. However, if we use them in concert and in an integrated approach with other control strategies, then perhaps we can get there. It's that 1-2 punch.
So there you have it, a great story of integrated mosquito management coming to you out of Texas, where they use biological control to accomplish two things. First, to control mosquitoes, and second, to protect the environment, in this case, butterflies. Always great to see opportunities like that and expand our integrated mosquito management program. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Hi everybody, Joe with Target Specialty Products here to go over a little bit of pesticide labeling and the signal words associated with them. I was recently at a continuing education event where a bunch of field technicians, field supervisors, and managers were all together, about 35 to 40 of them. We put them into small groups of about 4 or 5 people and gave them a label for them to review. It was nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It was products that they would use on a daily basis. And we told them that we were going to put them into a role-playing situation where they were out in the field applying the product or the label that they were given to study with. And so, having been on their side of the fence for several years, I was excited to be on my side to be able to ask questions about the products that they were making applications to, And so we jumped right in it and had a lot of fun. My group had a label that consisted of making treatments to irrigated beef pastures for the control of Aedes, that had a residual product to it that stopped mosquitoes from emerging as adult mosquitoes. And so I got to play the role of an angry farmer where they were on my property making an application onto my irrigated beef pastures. And I had gone out there and asked them a bunch of questions about the equipment they were using and the products, and eventually got to a point in the conversation where I said I'd done a bunch of research online and looked up the label that they were using that day, and remember seeing the word danger, keep away from children, keep away from livestock feed and all that kind of stuff, and kept emphasizing the word danger over and over again, and talked about how my kids were just a few hundred feet away in the house that we lived on, and they played in the pastures all the time, plus the livestock coming through the pastures, and if the label says keep away from livestock, why are we putting it down? Just really harping on them, that idea of reading the label and understanding the label, and really emphasize danger, kept saying danger over and over again. And after saying it about 20 or 30 times, they finally realized I was talking about the signal word, and they assured me that they weren't using a danger signal word larvicide, and of course that's true. I know, and hopefully you know, that we don't have any danger signal word larvicides in our industry. They're all caution or better, caution or no signal word needed. And so I got to that point to where I asked the question, well, if it doesn't say danger, it says caution, what's the difference between caution, what's the difference between warning, and what's the difference between danger? And unfortunately that group couldn't answer that question. After the end of that role play scenario, I turned over to the whole group, 35 or 40 people, and asked them if they knew the answer. And unfortunately, the whole group didn't know the answer. They couldn't explain to me the difference between a caution, a warning, and a danger level product. And so that's what I wanted to go over with today. When the EPA evaluates a formulation to give it a signal word, it puts it through 6 acute toxicity studies: an acute oral, an acute dermal, and acute inhalation study, meaning what are the immediate effects from that route of exposure. They put it through a primary eye irritation and a primary skin irritation study that measures the irritation or corrosiveness of that product. And then the 6th and final one they put it through is a dermal sensitization study that evaluates the potential for allergic dermatitis reactions. So those 6 studies that they go through evaluates the product, and from the data from that results is then given a signal word. So the signal words are broken into 4 different categories based on those 6 different acute studies. So category 1 materials are danger products. Category 2 materials are warning products. Category 3 materials are caution. And there's category 4 that doesn't require a signal word, it's only optional for the manufacturer. And we do have some of those products available to us in the mosquito control world without a signal word to them. And so each category is given a range of toxicity exposure to it. And so in category 1 you can see for the different types of routes of exposure, the toxicity level to it. Here's category 2, here's category 3, and here's category 4. And so when we look at how to determine what signal word goes with the results from them 6 studies, we know that the signal word is determined by the most severe toxicity category that's assigned out of those 6 studies. And so when we look at these 3 different products that you see here, product A went through the study and then got these rankings out of the acute toxicity studies. And you can see that the most severe one in this case is a level 3 or category 3, which means caution. So that's the most severe. No matter what, no matter the fact that there's 2 other category 4s, that doesn't matter because the most severe category was a category 3 or caution. We look at product B here. We can see that there are a couple category 4 categories, such as the acute oral and the acute inhalation, but there's a category 2 exposure on the primary eye. So that, because that's the most severe toxicity category, that means that product, even though if you drink some of it or inhale some of it, it's not as toxic as the previous one, it still gets a warning. And then finally look at product C here. where 2 of the 6 are category 3 with the acute dermal and acute inhalation. But when we look at primary skin, it goes to category 2, and then when we go to primary eye and acute oral, it's in a category 1. So that makes it an automatic danger. And so that's how we determine what signal words go with what product. It's a determination of how toxic the material is through the different routes of exposure, and then the most severe toxicity category assigns that signal word to the label. So it's really not that complicated. It's really not that difficult. It's really a level of toxicity and risk of exposure for those different routes of entry to us is what the signal word means.